Coming to you guys with a Panda palette update, and we are at the end of March. Just 3 months has passed since I am working on 5 palettes. Let's dive in so you can see where I'm at in this Panda palette challenge for 2016. So I chose 5 palettes, and 3 of them are actually rollover from last year, stuff that I was working on, and I did fall short at the end of the year. So I decided I was going to pull those 3 in from last year and then add 2 others. So diving into those 3 first, the one I've made major progress on is actually my Wet n Wild Comfort Zone. And my goal really and truly was to more or less finish this gold color. However, I had to swap it out from my finish 7 by Spring to the crease, to the darker color that was here, which I did finish. This is in finish 5 by Cinco de Mayo, and this color that was here, which was the dual chrome, I have very little in it. I don't know if you guys can see. Now I put that in my project 10 pan for March, so it has I think I have 2-3 more days in March because I'm filming this early for you guys. I'm thinking that this definitely is just a little stuff that's there, and some that I'm just gonna put that in my crease, or even if I put that all over the lid, that's like one use. So this is going to be finished, so it's only to work on this. I said that this color I was not going to work on it just because I'm not someone who finishes smoky colors. I don't finish darker colors really well, and I'm at least hoping in all of these to just finish at least one dark color, like a black or brown, but I don't know. That's personally what I hope. Don't think it's going to happen because, as you can see, my smokies are generally not smoky. Next palette would be from my MUA Undress Me 2. It broke since last year, and this is what the palette looks like. Now the color that I was working on for mainly for March was actually the highlighter color. So this was also in my Panda palette. No, not Panda palettes, in my Project Pan 10 for March, and you could barely see a little there. So that's like the 2-3 days that remain in March. Definitely I use that as my highlighter color, so that will go. And when the brown finished in my Wet n Wild, I started using this. So this pan that was there from last year has actually gotten bigger. So in terms of this, by the end of April, for goals, this should be finished. This palette should be finished. I don't think I'm going to throw out, I may or may not throw out the palettes as I finish, just because of space. But my goals for this palette, or my goal, sorry, is to actually complete this brown. I'm going to just be using that in my crease, and there is a little pan in this color here. I'm hoping that I can make it almost to like halfway. The pan should be somewhere close to like what this looks like, and that is pretty much for this one. And then the last palette from last year was my Urban Decay Deluxe Shadow Box, and I deposited and put it in this palette here. And so my goal, I pretty much finished 2 out of the 9 eyeshadows. My goal for at the end of April would be to hit pan on this brown color here. Now I am working on the one from this palette, so when this is finished, actually I'm thinking that might be an unrealistic goal. So let's go with actually widening this pan for this color, and maybe hitting pan on one of these bright colors, even if it's a tiny pan to notice. I think I should start working on these bright colors, so at least to hit pan on it. And so this one, to make this pan bigger and hit pan on one of these bright colors. Now this color here, I actually have pan on it, so that if I'm able to hit pan on this one, that'll be amazing. And I haven't really used that gold color there, so actually trying to use it might be a good idea. The 2 other palettes that I add, which were the BH Forever Nude Sculpt and Going Light Medium. This is the progress. I did finish the yellow powder and the contour powder. I've made really good progress on this bronzer. So I hope by the end of April that pretty much all of that hair should be gone. I mean, I should say hair, but it's really hard sometimes to get my brush in here, but I guess to really use up this piece here would be good. Now the blush, I find that when I use it, you see a lot of shimmer on my face, and as you can see, I have issues, texturized issues with my face. So shimmer sinking into these pores, holes on my face is really not good. I will try to use it, but I think I may have to skip this. Now I do like this highlighter, and I generally use it in my inner tear duct, so I will continue. I'm hoping that I can just use up that spot there and hit pan. So that's where I'm crossing my fingers that at the end of April I can actually hit pan in that little space there, because that's the spot I use for when I do my inner tear duct. And the last palette is my It Cosmetics Naturally Pretty palette. This is the volume 1 matte, and I have hit pan on 2 colors, which these two, that is Soft Light and Warmth, and I am working on Love right now. And I've been actually mixing these two together for my transition color, so I'm just working on them. Don't really have any goals for this palette as yet, because really want to focus and finish the last year's 3 so that I can get them out of my collection. And I generally, because it's matte colors, use it as transition. So when this brown is finished, I'll definitely go over to the darker colors in this palette, like these two here and those two, and start working on them in terms of using them as crease colors. But I am really happy where I am. I did have a pigment that I was using for the month of March, and every month I keep adding in my Project 10 pan for each month, like a pigment or something like that. So it is all of these shadows, which is 4 palettes of eyeshadows, in addition to like a pigment from a project pan. So I'm really proud, and I have been trying to swap out sometimes like eyeshadows, like put a palette in each weekly basket and use it at least once. So I am really pleased, I think, with how I'm using up items in my collection. So if you are doing pan at pan, let me know how you're doing. I've been watching a couple updates, hence why I was motivated to really do my updates early, and really enjoying this project at this time. So I hope that I can be successful in April and complete, at least finish this eyeshadow and call it quits, because I have a comfort zone I'm dying to use, because the 2 colors in the green are like my favorite. So I'm really dying to dive into my new comfort zone palette. But I'm rambling, but this is my update for the end of March 2016 for Pan That palette.